ナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツナマンダウツ。Good morning, everyone. Today is November 1st, 2020. It's already November. I think we started this virtual service on Sundays, March something. So it's been a while since we started this virtual service, but I appreciate your participation in this service. And I love watching the chats because I'm officiating or conducting the service. I cannot reply to all of you, but thank you for greeting, in the chat, and I really enjoy your comments too. Today, we are going to chant Hanjusan, and Hanjusan is not on the Shin Buddhist service book, so please keep watching the screen so you will see Hanjusan on the screen. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together to begin the service. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda. ナモシシンキ妙来西方阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナ釈迦如来真法道少女少言無少税移動者馬糞敬義発想上仏道修上惑説任伝異常法惑説菩薩涅槃因惑前惑頓病苦任母二生見相上根性理社会無薬鈍言無知難介護ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀仏ナモ阿弥陀 ナモアミダムナ陽楽境地有節前芸万語祝小不体官行弥陀教等世即税頓下菩提像一日七日千勝仏妙談周遊小安楽一義海だ涅槃語即徳不大小無償万語祝実難属一時煩悩百宣言略大者馬小母人六道五者公未語ナモアミダムナモアミダムナアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナ未来因寺法信寺頓社大具菩提ネウオブ将楽衆法集計修道妙法像四十八願因寺法一日誓願二種上種母称言妙極楽五大官病無限量ナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナが徳菩提等身座鉄 具五祭道修上真相光明聖法会公正義有償皆無薬一日光明相続せう聖脈念仏の上人欲非自法勝負国極楽安心実税所南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏な本師釈迦修行上寺上行道修上一切如来説法弁躍動今日釈迦尊随記説法皆無薬獲得語源義心門門門不動八万四異滅無明加護因利見即是弥陀語一生少年在会場南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏南無阿弥陀仏な不無弥陀偶税力ガジガコシシャバ自頭以来上法楽現見如来義門母心上十仏起源非我語今日四方向実税者馬本師力脈非本師知識観 弥陀浄土運河義徳正浄土星音ナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモアミダムナモがんにしくどく平等世祭道本菩提心往生安楽国ナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダーツナマンダー。And today we are going to read Ryogemon 1, I think. If I change the wording, I'm not sure if I can follow you because I don't see Ryogemon here and I only have Shinbuddhist service book. I might have changed the word. Oh, now I see it, so I can use this one. Okay. Ryogemon. I rely on Amida Buddha with my whole heart for the attainment of nirvana. I give up trust in my powerless self and abandon all practices that rely on the false ego. I know that because of Amida's boundless compassion, I am assured of rebirth the very moment I put my trust in Amida. I call the name Namo Amida Butsu in happiness and thanksgiving for the gift of the universal vow. I am grateful for Shinran Shonin and his followers for leading me to this profound teaching. I will try to live throughout my life according to the way of Nembutsu that they have taught. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda. So, since the school is online, I will often come to my office to ask for the question regarding the English assignment. And I didn't know that October was National Bullying Prevention Month. And actually, the children's talk I gave in October was probably about being kind and gentle to your surroundings, kind of Dharma talk. So I hope it helped Dharma school students and parents. So I thought I need to pay more attention to these kind of things and looked online what kind of thing we are observing in November. And there are quite a few observations in November. November is Aviation History Month. And you can research why, but looks like the first flight with a hot balloon was on November 21st, 1783. November is Historic Bridge Awareness Month. You know, this could be best month for Portland, I guess. We have a lot of bridges. Maybe it is good time for me to memorize the names of all the famous bridges in Portland. And there are a few interesting ones too. November is Banana Pudding Lovers Month and National Peanut Butter Lovers Month. You know, I love both of them, so sounds good to me. Also, November is National Native American Heritage Month. So learning about the history, culture, and traditions, and be aware of diversity of the country, and nurturing respect is important thing. And there are a few observations. It could be tied with Buddhism teaching too. Family Stories Month and National Gratitude Month. You know, with this pandemic, I am not sure how many families are able to celebrate Thanksgivings like in the past, but we have Thanksgiving in November, and it is good family time. And even we may be gathering online, we can share family stories online. And also, we observe Eitai-kyo in November. Eitai-kyo is the service appreciating our predecessors for protecting the temple and handing this temple down to us. We are not able to gather in person at OBT now, but this is our 117 years since the establishment of this Oregon Buddhist Temple. And there are so many family stories at Oregon Buddhist Temple. And today's Dharma school, I believe we are inviting a few elders to join Zoom, right? So please appreciate the elders, listen to their stories if they have time to share the stories, and don't forget to thank them at the end. And because of them, we are still able to gather even online as Oregon Buddhist Temple Sangha members. So, okay. Let's close today's talk with Gassho and Nembutsu. So please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Namanda Butsu. Nam. And now I would like to get into adult Dharma talk. And today's Wasan poem I am going to share is from Hymns of the Dharma Ages, or Wasans on the Dharma Ages. And within this Wasan of the Dharma Ages, there are 16 Wasans on Gutoku's hymn of lament and reflection. And Gutoku is a name Shinran Shogin used to call himself, meaning foolish, stubble-haired. And traditionally, these wasans are not quoted at the beginning of the Dharma talk, but through studying with my friends, I thought this is good wasan to share today. So I would like to share one of the wasan poem by Shinran Shogin. So please join me in Gassho again. Please put your palms together. 在語もとより形なし、妄想天道のなせるなり、心象もとより清けれど、この世は誠の人ぞなきと。Karmic evil is from the beginning without real form. It is a result of delusional thought and invertedness. Mind nature is from the beginning pure. But as for this world, there is no person of truth. Namo Amida Butsu. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So a few weeks ago, I talked about wrong view, not in public or wrong view in Buddhism. And wrong view means topsy-turvy view, the view going against the truth. And today, I would like to talk about two afflictions which works with our minds. That are vexation and hostility. Hostility. Okay. But before that, I think this is the only writings Shinran Shongin mentioned about mind nature is from the beginning pure. There is an idea in Buddhism that our minds are originally pure. But because of the dust of afflictions, our minds are defiled. So this is one of the ideas in Buddhism. And of course, it does not mean this is the idea of Buddhism regarding the mind. This is just one of the ideas. But from reading this Wasan poem, I believe Shinran Shongin is not supporting the idea that mind nature is from beginning pure. There are some people say that mind nature is originally pure, but there are no person of truth in this world. Because we all see the world with topsy-turvy view, delusional thought, and invertedness from the beginning. And actually, this is a little complicated discussion because if our mind is not originally pure, some people might think us, how about baby's mind? Are their mind already defiled with afflictions? And I have no answer to that. But depending on what level we think afflictions as afflictions, the baby might be already holding afflictions since the time they were born. Babies are comfortable in mother's womb, but they have to come out of the comfort. That is a stress for the baby. And babies have a gene which is programmed to cry when they are born into this world. And babies cry from the stress of being born into this world. And later on, they cry when they feel stress from wet diaper, when they feel stress from feeling hungry, and so on. So I personally want to believe that babies' minds are pure. But when we analyze the mind deeply, and again, this depends on what level we think afflictions as afflictions, but babies' minds could be defiled. But anyway, talking about baby's mind is not the topic for today. You can discuss among yourselves through chat or maybe next time when we have Dharma exchange or something. But Shinran Shongin's idea is that because of delusional thought and invertedness from the beginning, there are no person of truth in this world. And he probably created this Wasan poem looking at the people in the society, but purpose is not to judge the other people around him, but to reflect within himself, thinking that I am the person of no truth. And because of this nature, Amida Buddha grasped and never abandoned me. So with lament and reflection, I am sure that there was a feeling of gratitude and joy within Shinran Shongin's mind. So there are working of afflictions in our mind. And the ones I would like to talk about today is something we should be careful in this time of internet. The first one is vexation. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing well, so Vexation, okay? So vexation is a state of being annoyed, frustrated, or worried. And more specifically, this is a mind of being annoyed, frustrated, or worried by something we don't like. Because we feel frustrated by something we don't like, the words becomes harsh. This is the state of vexation, according to one of the Buddhist commentaries. And this often happens when we read something go against our own personal view or understanding on internet, especially social networks. Without really knowing the source or the intent of the person, we feel frustrated by the post and harsh words comes out from our mouth. Maybe we just type in the words and, click it, right? There's a famous person in Japan. He has a lot of followers on Twitter. He visited a restaurant with his friends. He was wearing mask, but his friends were not wearing the mask. So the owner of the restaurant asked his friend to put the mask on. Then this man started to argue with the owner, saying, "We take our mask off when we eat something. Why do you care?" And because he was not listening to what the owner was saying, the owner finally told him and his friend to just go home. Then, with a mind of frustration, this man posted on Twitter about this incident. He didn't fully mention the name of the restaurant, but because he mentioned the location and the part of the name of the restaurant, people who supports him found out which restaurant that was and called the restaurant with claims and, just to hang up. So the wife of the owner became mentally sick and the restaurant had to close for a while. And I believe the restaurant is still closed because of this incident. But the rules are rules, right? If you visit somebody's house and the owner of the house kindly asks you to take your shoes off, do you argue with them saying, "I wear my shoes when I go home, so why should I take my shoes off?" You don't, right? So when we are frustrated, we begin to picture the person or something we are feeling frustrated. In the other words, we are creating something or someone which does not really exist, but in ourselves, and feeling annoyed or frustrated by the image we created ourselves. So this man who posted on Twitter is the same thing. He just created the owner of restaurant in his mind and was feeling frustrated by the image he created. And actually, I am same with him. I am just creating the image of this person in my mind and feeling frustrated. So when we feel frustrated, we begin to complain about the person or things with harsh words. And that words might affect others to attack the person or things. So we really should be careful of this mind of vexation in this time of internet. And another afflictions I wanted to talk about is hostility. This is a mind lacking the understanding of others' sadness. And because we lack the mind of understanding others' sadness, we hurt someone's feeling without hesitation. Because we cannot see each other's face on internet, and some of the social network can be used with anonymity, people often fall into this affliction of hostility and use harsh words, cold words, heartless words on internet. And some people just enjoy doing that. But because of the hostility, some people felt really offended, and some people cannot hold it and commit suicide. In Japan, few celebrities committed suicide in past few months. And I'm not sure the reason, but they might be receiving harsh words online almost every day. And we should know that the ignorant act that we can say anything because it is anonymous takes people's lives away. And some people might think that I don't have mind of hostility, but we never know. It is just karmic cause is not ripened to hostility to appear on our surface mind. It might never ripen, that's great, but it might. So important thing is to know that we have this affliction in our mind. So some school of Buddhism talks about eliminating these kinds of afflictions through self-power practices. But Jodo Shinshu, we are realized or we are nurtured to realize that we have these kind of afflictions in our mind through the working of Amida Buddha. As I shared a few times in the past, Amida Buddha is just like a mirror which reflects our true selves. When ugly minds of afflictions, such as vexation and hostility, is working, Amida Buddha's wisdom reflects our ugly minds. When we see ugly sides of ourselves, do we just look away from it? Or do we try to do something about it? And Jodo Shinshu is latter. When we realize ugly side of ourselves, we self-reflect, and at the same time, we appreciate Amida Buddha's working to show us our true selves. And through this self-reflection and appreciation, we will be nurtured to be the person who is more mindful of others' feelings. Now, because of the pandemic, we have more time to spend in front of screen, but don't let vexation and hostility control your mind. Please always go for the guidance to the Buddha and nurture the mind of being mindful of others' feelings. So thank you for attending today's service. And in closing, please join me in Gassho. Please put your palms together. Karmic evil is from the beginning without real form. It is a result of delusional thought and invertedness. Mind nature is from the beginning pure. But as for this world, there is no person of truth. Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namo Amida Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu, Namanda Butsu. So this will conclude today's service, but I have few announcements. November 14 at 7 p.m. on Zoom, we are having benefit concert, and we have few musicians from our Sangha to perform a few pieces. Actually, I watched all the performances, and it looks really great, and I'm really looking forward to see all of you on Zoom. And I'm sure it will be a great concert for sure. This is first kind of experience or not experiment, but this is first thing we are trying to do something online. So I hope it goes well. And I really appreciate Ryan and Angie for taking leadership to this benefit concert to happen. And I'm looking forward to seeing you on November 14 at 7 p.m. And please look for the I'm sure Angie will send you the email regarding the event. So please look for the email. And tomorrow and November 9th, so November 2nd and November 9th, we are going to have kind of social hour through Zoom. Probably this is to teach people how to use Zoom and just to socialize. And I forgot the time, so I have to check. But I believe it was from 7 also. I have to check the email or the calendar. I don't have it right here. So please look for the email too to find out more about this social hour or happy hour through on Zoom. Okay. So today we are going to have Dharma school from 11. So Dharma school students, please take a restful while and please come back to Zoom around 11 p.m. Not p.m., 11 a.m. Okay, so thank you for joining us. And let's close with 合唱演念仏。ナモアミーダ仏。ナモアミーダ仏。ナモアミーダ仏。ナマンダ仏。ナンマンダ。